I did see what I consider joyful people living obviously difficult lives.
Seeing these people that have almost nothing and how happy they are and how welcoming they are and how appreciative they are.
Children are what I love. And the opportunity to go to Madagascar where there is so much need, I just knew that I would need to be a part of it.
I had no idea what Madagascar was going to be like. The hills and the mountains and the green and the ocean and, just all of it was absolutely beautiful.
It's an overwhelming feeling and just an incredible experience being there and seeing the joy that they have.
Pastor John grew up in the rural villages around Aarhus. He was one of the kids that he is now trying to reach through their ministry.
The kind of a village where I lived, I remember we had to walk 5 days non-stop to get to this village from the nearest town. I had only 2 dreams at the time: to become a teacher and to have an indoor toilet. So what I mean here is life in the village lacks almost everything. The situation now in Madagascar for people living in the village is not really far from what I experienced during my childhood.
He gets it, and now, along with his wife, Ina, they're dedicating their lives to this ministry to bring hope to underprivileged kids.
You want to change their life, their whole being.
There's needs on many levels. There's physical needs for just food, water, and basic kinds of shelter. But there's also needs emotionally. But then, of course, there's the spiritual needs.
Only Christ can change somebody's life. But that doesn't deny the power of education also. We think that if those two things combine together, that will shape somebody in a completely different being. And of course, with that hope in mind, that maybe one day a kid from House of Hope become a leader of our country.
The people out there, they surely don't have the finances to do it, but they're willing to do the work for it.
To date, we've helped purchase land for the House of Hope and helped fund the construction of a wall and a gate. Now we've seen the well drilled and the water flowing.
I've never seen adult men play in water like a sprinkler in your front yard as you did as a kid, as I saw in Madagascar when that water flowed. Now that we have the well in, we're looking at completing phase 1.
We need to raise money to get the sanitary block built, which will house the showers and segregated bathrooms for the boys and the girls. And then along with that would be construction of the actual orphanage.
Just speaking in round numbers, it's about $200,000 just to do those 2 buildings. God willing, we'd be able to continue the project to build out the campus in the future, in the coming years, which would include a school, 6 classrooms. It would include also a cafeteria with a meeting room.
Part of that building also is the upper room is a library for them.
It would also include the construction of a residence for the director and his family.
House of Hope is our identity. House of Hope, who we are.
They're simply living out what they believe is their God-given calling in life, to bring hope to underprivileged children. And through Pastor John and Ina's ministry, they're letting kids know that they are seen, that they are heard.
If you feel being loved by somebody you think it's special for you, that changes your whole life. We want them to feel that they are part of us, a family.
Being on the grounds of the House of Hope, the night before we were to have all of the children come, all of the choirs come, it was just our group standing there with Pastor Jean in the middle of us, sharing all that led him to this point. And you could just feel the Holy Spirit.
When we walked through the gate, thinking about what the House of Hope was going to do for some of these kids, and just thinking how kids that don't have anything are actually going to have a home to go to, and and then get an education, and then learn to develop a relationship with Jesus. They're going to have a family that's going to provide for them.
They have so little.
How can we not see the needs and not respond to them?
They're not lacking a vision. They're not lacking passion. They're not lacking a knowledge of how to get things done. They're lacking the funds. They're lacking exactly what I believe we can provide.
So now here's an opportunity to give towards giving some children a life that they would never have if we didn't help them.
Don't get your fancy cup of coffee for a day or two, or skip going through the drive-through one time and just put that money aside. And you're gonna give a kid water, you're gonna give a kid some bread. More important, you're gonna give a kid some hope.
It'll just bring hope. Just bring hope.
So this year with the Thanksgiving Challenge, we are focusing this impact towards the House of Hope in Madagascar. I've said the cost is $200,000. I have no idea if we can raise that through the Thanksgiving Challenge, but I do know that whatever we raise, whatever God gives through you, through our people, it's going to make a huge impact. I do believe we're going to see the ripple effects of this ministry and of our dollars. We're going to see it long into the future.
All we have to do is ask, and our congregation has always given. We have so much, and we can surely give a people who have so little.
You gave us hope, now we have hope.
Zanaki Zaraiza.